6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news, edited by Lal Malavarachi, assisted by Sanjay, and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. Prime Minister visits Mandaram Nuwara and look into the problems in the areas. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena inspected the train hit Galkanda Ampara Road. The suspect who self-proclaimed him as Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva was arrested. Exam Centre Chief's peon arrested over 2023 A-level exam paper leak. A train has derailed between the Nanuoya and Great Western stations, causing delays along the upcountry line. 1,468 most wanted suspects were arrested within the last 24 hours. In foreign news, a volcano erupted Iceland, spilling lava into the town of Grindavik. Sports Afghanistan team will start a cricket tour in Sri Lanka from the 30th of this month. News in detail. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena met the residents of Mandaram Nuwara today without prior notice. They exchanged many views with Prime Minister on matters affecting the area, infrastructure and tourism. They pointed out strongly the need for an economic centre to transport the harvest, including vegetables, to the main market before the expiration date. Further, they pointed out the lack of many infrastructures, including a playground for the children and youth, and drinking water and road facilities. They said that since they are working to protect the most beautiful and unique mountain area of Sri Lanka, the country and the world to see and inspire tourism should be developed in the area without changing the people's identity, culture and traditional conditions while promoting the tourism industry. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena today exchanged in an inspection visit to Galkanda area in Ampara. He also inspected the Ampara-Galkanda road, which was severely damaged due to heavy rain and floods which occurred last week. The minister instructed officials of the Road Development Authority to repair the damaged road without delay. The Criminal Investigation Department has arrested Mahinda Kodituakku, the self-proclaimed Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva in Panipitiya a short while ago. He is accused of committing irreligious activities that are contrary to Buddhist teachings. Last Friday, the Colombo Fort Magistrate Court also imposed an overseas travel ban on him. Earlier this week, the president of Buddhist Information Centre, Venerable Angulugalla Sri Jinananda Thero, had filed a complaint with the CID alleging that this person has been misleading the Buddhist community. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Criminal Investigations Department has arrested another individual on suspicion of being involved in the incident of several questions of the 2023 GCE Advanced Level Examinations Agriculture Science 1 and 2 question papers allegedly being leaked prior to the exam. Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Talduwa said the 38-year-old male suspect had served as a peon of the exam centre chief at the A-level examination centre situated at the Moratuwa Mahavidyalaya. The A-level agriculture science teacher of a popular government school in Ampara was arrested by the CID yesterday in relation to the same incident. The police also found the 2023 GCE Advanced Level Examinations Agriculture Science 1 and 2 question papers written in his own handwriting at his house. The 52-year-old male teacher reportedly also conducts tuition classes for A-level students, according to police. He was ordered to be remanded in custody until the 26th of this month. Police say that a passenger transport bus has caught fire near the Beliatta interchange on the Southern Expressway this evening. Police stated that the bus had been completely destroyed due to the fire and that no passengers were injured. The passenger bus was believed to be travelling from Badula to Colombo, the expressway police said. The cause of the fire has not been ascertained as yet. The Department of Railways said the special express train operating from Badula to Kandy has derailed between the Nanuoya and Great Western railway stations. As a result, the trains operating on the upcountry line may experience delays, the department announced. Buses have been deployed between Talawakale and Nanuoya for the convenience of the commuters. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Veda Mahatmya.
The Minister of Public Security said a total of 1,468 out of 42,248 wanted suspects in the list shared with all police stations as wanted in connection with various crimes have been arrested during the last 24 hours under the Yukti operation. Furthermore, the ministry mentioned that this includes 254 suspects out of the 4,088 suspects against whom open warrants have been issued for dangerous drugs-related offences. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
Health sources say that Sri Lanka has registered 5,428 cases so far in January. According to the epidemiology unit, the highest number recorded is from Colombo district, which stood at 1,122. The health authorities request the public to keep their premises free of possible dengue breeding places. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines first. A volcano erupted Iceland, spilling lava into the town of Grindavik. IMF says artificial intelligence will hit 40% of jobs and worsen inequality. And Nauru cuts diplomatic ties with Taiwan in favor of China. A volcano has erupted near the southwestern Icelandic town of Grindavik, sending lava spilling into the town and setting multiple houses on fire. Houses have been set on fire in the Icelandic town of Grindavik after two volcanic fissures opened nearby. Defences built after an eruption in December have partially contained the lava, but some have been breached. Iceland's President Gudni Johannesson urged people to stand together and have compassion for those who cannot be in their homes. Artificial intelligence is set to affect nearly 40% of all jobs, according to a new analysis by the International Monetary Fund. IMF's Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, says in most scenarios, AI will likely worsen overall inequality. Ms. Georgieva adds that policymakers should address the troubling trend to prevent the technology from further stoking social tensions. The proliferation of AI has put its benefits and risks under the spotlight. The IMF said AI will likely affect a greater proportion of jobs, put at around 60% in advanced economies. One of Taiwan's last diplomatic allies has cut ties with the island in favor of Beijing just days after a new president was voted in Taipei. Nauru, a tiny Micronesian island, was just one of 12 countries that kept diplomatic ties with Taipei. But in recent years, Beijing, which insists Taiwan is part of China, has been poaching in diplomatic allies. Taiwan suggests this latest loss is related to the weekend's election results, which angered China. Back to the headlines of the world news. A volcano erupted Iceland, spilling lava into the town of Grindavik. IMF says artificial intelligence will hit 40% of jobs and worsen inequality. And Nauru cuts diplomatic ties with Taiwan in favor of China. And that ends World News.
Development News.
The second phase of the railway track rehabilitation from Maho to Omande was launched recently and is being carried out speedily. The Indian public sector company Ercon is conducting renovation work under an Indian grant of $318 million. The entire restoration project from Maho to Anuradhapura, costing $91.27 million, is expected to be completed in May this year. And that was Development News.
Moving on with Sports News.
Afghanistan cricket team will arrive in the island on the 30th of this month for a tour. 1 Test, 3 ODIs and a 3 T20 match will be played between the two teams. The Test match is scheduled to be played on the 2nd of this month at the SSC grounds in Colombo. The ODI matches will be played at the R. Premadasa Stadium, while the T20 matches are scheduled to be played in the Rangiri Dambulu International Stadium. And that was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න as වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Department of Agriculture says that the mango harvest in this season has increased considerably. The variety of TEJZ mango has been cultivated in more than thousands of acres in the island, targeting to export. Mangoes are also sold by the roadside by payment vendors, and that was business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න as වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news. The World Bank Global Economic Prospects report predicts that South Asia region is expected to post robust 5.6% economic growth pace before firming to 5.9% in 2025. Sri Lanka's economy may grow by 1.7% in this year and by 2.4% in 2025. The growth in South Asia remains the fastest among emerging markets and developing economy regions, according to the World Bank. Sri Lanka's economy is estimated to have recorded a negative growth of 3.8% last year. And that was economic news.
Weather report.
The Met Department says that mainly fair weather will prevail over the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabarkama, central, southern and north central provinces during the morning. There's a possibility of ground frost at some places in the Nuwara district during the early hours of this morning. And that was the weather report. Prior to concluding, the headlines once again. Prime Minister visits Mandaram Nuwara and look into the problems in the area. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunadana inspected the rain-hit Galkanda Ampara Road. The suspect who self-proclaimed him as Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva was arrested. Exam Centre Chief's peon arrested over the 2023 A-level exam paper leak. A train has derailed between Nanu Oya and Great Western stations, causing delays along the up-country line. 1,468 most wanted suspects were arrested within the last 24 hours. In foreign news, a volcano erupted Iceland, spilling lava into the town of Grindavik. As sports, Afghanistan team will start a cricket tour in Sri Lanka on the 30th of this month. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, and handing over the microphone back to Mariela Vandot on the other side to keep you entertained this Monday evening. Over to you, Mariela.
Thank you, Geetanjali. That was Geetanjali Ramanayaka bringing you the main news broadcast right here from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Wishing you nothing but the very best and have a safe journey back home. The time was on to 28 minutes past 6. This is Radio Sri Lanka.